welcome back to my channel for another video. For today's video, we are going to do a story time because I had people ask me on social media who were there when I was getting tattooed and everything, and a lot of people have been wondering, when are you going to finish this tattoo? Why haven't you finished it? What is this tattoo of? So I'm gonna answer pretty much all those questions as to why I never got finished and as to why I had to look for another tattoo artist. But before we even get into the video, guys, make sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up, as well as don't forget, if we reach my goal of 100 subscribers, we will be doing my giveaway, and you don't want to miss out on that, especially you ladies. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Alright guys, so pretty much sometime early this year, I kind of had the niche of getting a tattoo done. I love tattoos, I just love body art, and I was, thinking like, what do I want? Where in my body do I want it? So I actually came up with this whole thing where, let me tattoo my entire leg. Why not, right? So I did have a tattoo artist who did a lot of my work, but when I asked him to do a piece for me, he straight out like dipped, like he ghosted me, and it kind of sucked because I really wanted to get this one tattoo. I don't know, maybe it was just out of his element and he just dipped off. Fine. So I now needed to look for another artist. And I remember when I first moved in, my next door neighbor had told me that he does tattoos. So I was like, okay, cool. So, I decided to reach out to him. And this was probably in like March, I think, like February and March, around there. Maybe even April. And I brought to him like, hey, I want to get, my leg done, but obviously it's gonna be a work in progress. So, I just want to get, my thigh. So he's like, okay, cool. Like, come by. We'll talk about, what you want to get done, and, we'll take it from there. And I was like, oh, perfect. So I ended up going to his home because that's where he tattooed. And, I went into his little studio, if you want to call that. And I, told, like, we talked. So, like, he got to know me a little bit. And, we had really nice conversations. And, we were jotting out ideas. So he's like, you know what, let me, think about, a cool piece. And then, I'll go ahead and reach out to you once it's completed. So I'm like, all right, perfect. He did take pictures of my leg too, because I guess, he has this thing where he can take a picture of your leg and then he kind of puts the image on top, and then you can kind of see exactly what you're going to get. So probably a couple days have passed, maybe a week. I haven't really heard from him. So then he reaches out to me and he's like, hey, do you think you could give me half of the money now, and it'll motivate me to start the draft? What? Like, I was like, what, alright. I mean, he's not a shop where you put a deposit down, but I was like, if it's gonna help speed up the process, sure. Because we decided on a price of $500. That was the max that I wanted. So I gave him, $250 in cash. So he's like, all right, the next day or so, he then reaches out to me again. He's like, hey, I got, a rough idea. If you want to come by, if you want to check it out. So I go to his home again, and I went ahead and he showed me the ideas, and I'm like, okay, looks pretty good. But inside, I don't know, I felt like, even though I was saying, yeah, it looks good, but inside I was like, I don't know about this part, Yeah, I was just a little confused. But I didn't want to say anything. I guess, sometimes it's like, I don't want to like critique somebody's, work, or I don't know, whatever. So he actually printed it. So then he, kind of tapes it onto my body just to see exactly how big or how small he's going to go, just to find the sizing, which is fine. So then, you know, after all that, we decided to, you know, book it on a day. And I was like really excited because, you know, I haven't gotten tattooed in a while. So it's like, you know, I really was so stoked to get tattooed again. And especially to get such a large piece because, you know, I don't really have large pieces, but this was definitely one. And even he was really excited because this was even his largest piece that he was, you know, gonna make, like you know, a project. And you know, he was just really excited and, you know, enthusiastic about it. So finally it comes a day to get tattooed. He decided to first start with this flame, which I'm gonna show a picture of an idea of what it is. So, you know, here we are. And then, you know, this is what I ended up with. And let me tell you guys, it took him 6 hours to do that. And it's not finished, if I can add. It is not finished. And it's like 6 hours on this and it's not completed. You know, I didn't want to say anything because I'm like, okay, maybe he's just a slow tattoo artist. Maybe, you know, like each piece is gonna take maybe, you know, that long. So pretty much I went again, like maybe like a day or so later, I went again and he did a owl. So this is what the owl first came out, and then I'll show you the next piece. And it, again, not completed. And that took about 5 hours. I think the first part, like the first picture I posted was 3 hours or so, and then the next 5 hours. You know, it's like it's taking forever. And you know, after we did the owl, we went ahead and did these skulls. This is the idea of the skulls. If you guys know the Paris catacombs, I love history, so you know that's a big part of history. And you know, and it's like a haunting, you know, history, and I just love the image. So he was gonna do that, but he was gonna make it as if, you know, the flame ties in with the skull, so it's gonna like burn the skull. But if you guys see in the picture of what it came out, it doesn't read that way. It looks horrible. It's not legible. Like anybody who sees it's like, what the hell is that? And it's so disappointing, you know. But again, it wasn't finished, so I can't really, you know, say much. And even that took, I think, like 5.5 hours, because he went back onto the flames and then he started doing the skull. But it's not finished, and it's like, you know, I'm losing hope because I'm like, damn, I really thought, you know, by the summer, before my daughter's birthday, I was gonna have, you know, all whatever ideas that we came up with, I thought I was gonna have that all finished. But no. And you know, he was telling me too, like, you know, he had like this whole thing where this piece of paper fell in front of him, and it was about these ideas he had where he wanted to open his own tattoo shop. So now he was in the process of looking for one because someone loaned him money. But he went and told me, like, don't worry about it, I'm gonna finish your tattoo here because, you know, I'm really stoked about this project, I want to finish it. And I'm like, okay. So then, you know, I went back to him, and that's when we started doing the silhouette of a woman. So this is the idea of what the side of my leg was supposed to look like. And this is what I was left with. As you can see, not finished. And that took so long. It was like another 6 hours. And it's like nothing. Like, it's so sad because it's like, you know, it's embarrassing in a way because I'm here walking around with an unfinished tattoo, and like my family's like, what is that? You know, like I had to like tell people, like, because it was in the summertime, so it's like anytime I wear shorts, a swimsuit or whatever, like people see it, and you know, they're like, you know, wondering what the hell that is. So when we were doing the silhouette of a woman, I, you know, told him like, hey, you know, my daughter's birthday's coming up, and I want to be out in a swimsuit because it was going to be 101 degrees. Ain't nobody going to be out there rocking like, you know, a long dress or some pants or whatever at 100 degrees weather. Like, that's not going to happen. So he told me, he's like, all right, we're gonna need you to take 2 weeks to heal. When the party's over, then, you know, contact me, and then, you know, we'll go ahead and finish it. In that time frame, you know, while I was waiting, he pretty much ended up getting the tattoo shop, which was all the way in the Bronx. Me, no offense, but I don't drive in New York, so it's like I wasn't gonna go to the Bronx or anything like that. Like, you know, I support people, but to an extent, like, damn, you gonna make me drive all the way there? So pretty much after my daughter's birthday, I reached out to him and I was like, hey, you know, like, when can we finish this tattoo? He never replied to me. So I took it, you know, benefit of the doubt, because, you know, he just got his shop. He's probably busy, you know, managing or whatever he's doing. So I, you know, was being patient. I then, you know, reached out again and I was like, hey, you know, are you going to be able to finish this? So he tells me that I have to go to New York if I wanted to get it finished. Like, are you kidding me? Like, you're right literally next door. Like, I can walk. Like, I can, like, probably shake hands in the window. Like, that's how close we are. Like, we're literally next door. And it's like, it was really disappointing that he said that, because, you know, that's not what he said before. Before he was saying, oh yeah, don't worry about it, you know, I'm gonna still finish you here and all this and that, because he's so excited about it. But then it's like, ever since he got his shop, he started acting Hollywood, like, oh no, you gotta go over there. And then he freaking tells me that I have to pay him hourly now, because he put a lot of hours into it. You gotta be effing kidding me, bro. Like, I gotta pay you hourly? Like, first, you want me to drive to New York. So mind you, I drive a truck. So it's like, it takes like $40 to fill up my tank. Then I have to pay like 17 or 18, whatever the toll is to get to New York. Not only that, I have to pay for parking, because they don't have their own parking lot. So I have to pay, like, you know, park on the street and pay for it. And on top of all that, I have to pay you hourly. So probably come back home to an unfinished tattoo. Then I have to come back and pay for all this all over again. Like, this guy was high. He must have been fucking high, because that's what he does anyways. So every time I leave my house, I smell weed. Like, I don't care for people who smoke weed, but damn, I have children. He has children, and he's out there smoking in his house. Like, who does that? And so, you know, I was really pissed off. Like, I was like really annoyed, because I'm here being such a loyal person to you, and like whenever people ask me, oh, who was your artist or whatever, I mention him. But it's like, now it's like that, like, F you. Like, I'm not gonna even recommend not a single soul to you, because you know what, you're like, he swears like he's this big hot, you know, tattoo artist, when really he's not. Like, you're not even at that level. Like, you know, you need to be a little humble, because honestly, like, he wouldn't even if he was to go on like tattoo, like, you know, like Ink Master or whatever, he wouldn't even last the first challenge. They would have been like, oh yeah, this should not finish, like, you gotta go. You know what I mean? So it's like, I was like totally done at that point. So then it's like, you know, I cut off all ties with him. I don't associate myself with him. My daughter doesn't associate with his children. I don't associate with his wife, because it's like, you know, when you like backstab me in that way, then it's like, it's all done. It's a done deal. Like, you lose, you know, any respect that I have given him. And so, you know, I ended up having to look for another artist. Luckily, I came across one who was mind-blowing. Like, his work is so freaking amazing, which I'm gonna feature here. And it's like, I can't believe I never, you know, knew about this guy. And mind you, we were friends on Facebook, and I never seen his work. And it's like, I regret it, because I wish I would have gotten my tattoo done with him in the first place without having to waste time and money with someone else. So it's like, he actually revived the tattoo. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what he did. So this is what it actually looked before, and then here it is after. Like, there's no, like, you know, competition there. Like, he definitely did such an amazing job. And I would totally recommend him if you're in the New Jersey area or even New York, whatever, and you want to get tattooed by a real artist, you know, that's who you want to get tattooed with. And you know, it's crazy because ever since that whole fallout, my neighbor has been so neglectful with his dogs. I mean, it's not the first time, but his dog ended up in my pool, and it was like a whole like crazy thing. But it's like, since we weren't cool anymore, it's like, you know, I don't even invite his family over or anything like that. It's like, you know, he just left a bad taste in my mouth. Good luck to him with his business, because honestly, he's not gonna last. Not the way his mindset is, and especially he needs to go like to some tattoo school and learn the basics, because this guy, no, there shouldn't be a reason a tattoo artist is that slow. Like, that's crazy. Like, and my new artist who, you know, did this took him probably like 3.5, almost 4 hours, and did the rest of it. You know, he finished it. He actually had to fix what this guy did, and he did such an amazing job. And you know, I look forward to doing the journey with him, because I can't wait to see exactly what he has to offer to my leg, because you know, these ideas that we were talking about seem so amazing, and I trust him completely, so I can't wait. So that concludes today's video. If you enjoyed my story, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and also make sure to subscribe. Don't forget to do that. And I also want to apologize, because I know I've been off schedule, because my video that I posted Wednesday should have been posted on Tuesday, and this video is being posted Friday, and it should have been posted yesterday. So I really do apologize. It's just been such a hectic week with my business, but I will be staying on track. Another thing, my birthday's on Saturday, October 20th. I'm super excited, and I'll also be vlogging for the weekend, and I can't wait to get back to my DIYs. So until next time, guys, bye.